So I had to sit home for a few days of rain, and now we got about 3 sunny days, and I got to figure out how to get this. Well, I mean, I already know how to get this attachment off. I'll rip the dang thing off if I have to. And I know it's the stupidest looking thing. What is it? Well, that bottom portion only with the Scarifier teeth, that started off as a blade for a John Deere 140 garden tractor. And when I bought my land, that was the only piece of dirt work equipment that I owned. I had the garden tractor. I had built all kinds of attachments, and I just figured, you know, if you're going to be a homesteader, you're going to be working clearing brush and trying to keep the briars and stuff from being head high, you know, that sort of thing. I broke the rear end on the garden tractor, so then I got a Kubota 2-wheel drive tractor, and I needed to pull logs. That was the only way that I was making money. I barely had a vehicle I could even get to town with, so I needed to pull logs, just small ones. And I had an electric winch, and I needed a butt plate, and that was sitting there, and I looked at it and I said, I can make this thing fit the 3-point hitch and still retain its attachment to the John Deere, and that'll be great. So I did, and that worked even better. I went from winching firewood logs, little ones, to winching saw logs, because the pulp market in our area drove way up, and that drove the pallet market up, and to where you could actually cut junky little trees and make a day's pay at it. So I put risers on the back, and I put the winch up high so that it could pull and lift stuff. You know, when you pull from up higher, things just kind of they boing and they unhook. When you're flat skidding on the ground, they get wedged underneath every little root and rock. So I built this kind of like platform, like halo around it, and it held all my chokers. On the left corner there's actually a vise to hold the saw, like a homemade vise from a beam clamp. So I would hold a saw while I'd have the bar up in the air so I could file and see the cutter of the chain. So it's way better to be looking underneath the cutter than over the top to tell when you got it sharp. I had all my gear on here. It had 2 milk crates and, you know, everything I could possibly need. Lunch, water bottle, spray paint cans, you name it. I needed a winch on the dozer, and I have one. I have a hydraulic 5-ton military truck winch. I just don't have my machine shop stuff down here to be able to make the adapter plate that I need to make. I made a quick little silly mount from what scraps of big steel I had left, and I dropped this thing on, and off I went. And it worked. It really did work. I have put up a good couple trailer loads full of wood, and it has paid the bills and got us by, you know, one day at a time. But I busted off 2 1-inch pins, one after another, and got hooked under this stump and folded the whole thing. So the riser portion is just, it bent like this. The winch is all jacked into the cab. It looks like the winch might even have broke, which is no surprise. I break electric winches all the time. So enough of me yapping. For anybody that was wondering what this stupid thing is, that's the history of this thing. It's not, I would have never, ever, ever in a million years started off with that as my design. It just morphed over time. Break a piece off, weld a piece on. It doesn't work out good, cut it off, weld something different on. So that's just how you learn, I guess. Thanks for watching. Appreciate your time. God bless you, and praise the Lord. Back on the job today. I got that twisted, broken up attachment finally off of there. It took me all morning. Man, it was bound up because the machine was just resting up on a stump. There wasn't nothing I could do but just break and bend stuff. Now I'm about to sift a little bit of the big rubbish out of this pile that I broke up, pile it up on the fire, let the kids burn that down the road sometime, and then I start sweeping this real black dirt, pile that black dirt up in there. When I get down to the sandy yellow stuff, I segregate it and go in a different direction, make a different pile for use elsewhere. And then we got to get this level. It's for a 40 by 42 building. It's going to have gravel. It's going to sit on, I guess it's an aluminum sill or a steel. It's a steel carport type structure. It's going to have anchor straps pounded into the ground. I think it'll be no problem. I haven't seen any rock yet. We're down pretty deep. And I need to get it level to 3 inches side to side, which is perfect. We'll still have drainage for the period when the building's not up. For any downpours, you don't want them to pool. So we'll pitch it for drainage and then get rock on it, get it leveled up. And then he can have the building people come and put the thing up, and we'll be out of here. I guess it was about 2 hours. Got the trash mountain that was right there all sorted. The biggest portion of the rubbish, we grappled out the trash and put it up in the burn hill. And I got, I'd say, most of the topsoil up in over there. And then we're just going to need to wait for this to dry quite a bit more before I can get that to where it drains correctly, you know, pushes and grades and drains correctly. And then this area here that we're sitting in is where the building's going to go. I just got to take that bank back a little bit further. But I'm out of time for today. So thanks for watching. God bless you.